This Tacticon sale is more than just recommendations, with strategy and tactical games of all kinds to buy cheaply, as I will also tell you the latest news and updates about these fantastic games, keeping it relevant post-sale, including one with my voice acting in it. Let's start with those which are 50% off right now and move up to 90% off. At the very end I will mention some which are less than 50% off, yet worth buying already. But first, Against the Storm, one of the best city builder games I have ever played, and it's completely free to play for the weekend between the 10th and the 13th of July. Okay, it's more like a fantasy village management game, and it is also on sale at 70% off until the 23rd of July, as are many of the games in this video, especially those published by Hooded Horse. That is an incredibly based publisher with a very supportive relationship with indie game developers, and is one of the organizers of Tacticon. This game just received a new update which added 3 new world map modifiers, overhauled the Holler system, as well as the fishing hut panel and depletion progress bar. Xenonauts 2 is off 50% until the same date, 23rd of July, and it's a bargain for this excellent and also old school turn-based tactical game from veteran developers. Combat against aliens is just as hard as battle versus inventory space and base management when everything is divided into squares. If you have Diablo 2 inventory management PTSD, this game will trigger it. And yes, it still gets updates even after the recent full release, the last one correcting the balance, bugs and selection box issues in tactical combat. Norland is still in early access, but despite that it is on sale until the 23rd of July at 50% off. Obviously, it gets continuous updates and changes, and recently devs reworked the mechanics of guests and political intrigue, among several other things. Why does this game even have guests and politics, you ask? Well, because it is about managing a medieval colony sim where most of your sims act like characters from Game of Thrones, with knives and nefarious intentions, even if the devs say we could build an ideal society in it. Another game still in early access at 50% off until the same 23rd of July, but with a crew to manage and help them survive in the vacuum of space, is Breachway. It mixes roguelike elements with turn-based battle for a gameplay style that is exhilarating as it is infuriating. Even its demo gets updates besides half a dozen game mechanics which were just patched, so you can try it out before you decide if you want to lose your hair over its boss fights. Just do note it's not content rich yet, or as some reviewers put it, incomplete. A game that also got torn to shreds by reviews, and mostly with good reason, is Sid Meier's Civilization 7. So it is at 50% off until the 23rd of July, and after the recent Test of Time update we can now stay as any Civ in any age. And on top of that, Hot Seat multiplayer was also added, something many fans requested. Recent updates had more improvements and changes, including those to government, celebrations and happiness mechanics, as well as a remade Archipelago map type. Feel free to share in the comments below if you would buy it at this point. Now, for some unknown reason to me, Cataclismo is on sale 2 days less, so you have until the 21st of July to decide if you want to try your luck against the hordes of horrors in a narrative campaign, the skirmish mode, or an endlessly replayable challenge mode. This one has base building of a sort, as you don't need just soldiers, but also ramparts and castle walls to put them on. There is still a demo available for it, while updates stopped a year ago as devs are working on a new game now, titled Revamp. Now in the 60% off range we have Phantom Brigade in its 2.0 version until the 13th of July, so you have to be quick to grab this fantastic game. It's unique because of its timeline-based command system. It allows you to fight with massive mechs while predicting enemy actions and plotting your counterattack on a timeline as if you were editing a video montage. Its 2.0 update brings 100 unique pilot traits and abilities, a reworked campaign with new maps, quests, scenarios, as well as new provinces and varied landscapes, among many other improvements. If you can't get enough of Dune lore now that the trailer for the third movie dropped, then drop into the sands directly with Dune Spice Wars at 60% off until the 23rd of July. It might be more of a 4X, but it's based on real-time combat and city management, full of backstabbing and political backroom dealing. Devs no longer updated as they are working on new games, like Northgard Battlegrounds, but I think the Conquest mode or 2v2 PvP is still very enjoyable. For those who prefer the solitude of a good turn-based tactical game, nothing better has been made with a sci-fi setting in my book since XCOM Enemy Unknown. So you can get it at 60% off, but only this weekend until the 13th of July. If you deleted it from your Steam library after missing the 50th shot with a 98% chance to hit, now you have a chance to get angry at it all over again. I personally love it and played it several times over, despite all the white hair it gained me. Another turn-based game only on sale this weekend until the 13th of July is Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. If you can't wait for Warhammer 40k Total War and need a new fix of the dark and grim universe, this is good or a horrible place to start depending on your viewpoint and your character's origins. It took the developers exactly 1 day to launch a new launcher for their game and to revise that call and exit. They must have been given a vision from the Emperor on how their review score was going to get bombed worse than Terra itself at the end of the Horus Heresy after that bad idea. Last game at 60% off is titled Becoming Saint, and you can get it until the 23rd of July. Since you have so much time to decide, you might as well first get into the demo and try out its real-time tactical combat and roguelike mechanics. It's a strange one, as your job is to first gather a diverse cast of followers, then roam the land convincing and converting new believers, conquering towns, and get this, trying to become a saint doing it. It's even set in the 14th century medieval Italy to get that old and musty smell of leather-bound books. Another game that invokes horrible smells but also terrible scenes of gore and suffering in the dark is The Darkest Dungeon 2, which is at 69% off, and I'm sure there is a joke in there somewhere. Anyway, you can get it until the 19th of July and have both fun and lots of frustration in its turn-based combat and squad management with more roguelike elements than are good for you. It's basically finished now and devs do more community mod showcases than patches for it, which is a good thing. I always love unconventional games, and few are as unconventional to the level of Empires of the Undergrowth, which gives you RTS and base building gameplay with ant colonies. This one is on sale at 70% off and until the 23rd of July, so if you want to try it and see if you can handle the ant team or will some hidden phobia trigger for you, you can since it has a demo. Devs posted the Beach Brawl update some time ago, adding shore crabs and sand lizards. Hope you enjoy that! What's almost as good as an original XCOM game? A fan-made XCOM game. That is what Chimera Squad is, and it is also at 70% off, but this offer ends on the 13th of July, so you have to be quick to get it. This one is set 5 years after the events of XCOM 2, as humans and aliens are working together, but keeping to the fantastic turn-based tactical combat gameplay for which we all love this franchise. You have 11 missions to uncover its campaign story and don't expect any new content or patches. There is a Total War game that needed a lot more patches and some new content, but it was left to dry and salted like a gutted fish being prepared for winter supplies. Yes, I am talking about Total War 3 Kingdoms, which is on sale at 70% off a few more days until the 16th of July. Worst of all, the dev team stopped fixing and updating it to work on a sequel that never got completed. Talk about salting a wound. Anyway, if you never got to enjoy ancient China for the setting of huge real-time battles, give that one a spin. If, however, you prefer a Viking team and the cold north, maybe you should get the definitive edition of Northgard at 72% off. You have time until the 23rd of July to make that purchase, and it too won't be getting more updates or DLCs as the dev team has moved on, but they have left a very fine game full of content and playable game modes. Its small-scale warfare and base building system with a moderately complicated economy system is a popular style that many have enjoyed and reviewed quite positively. Also on sale at 72% off, but only until the 13th of July, is Wartales. This one is an open world RPG which doesn't give you a home base but a massive map set in medieval times and lots of companions to recruit, bounties to collect, and even tombs to raid. Its somewhat recent new DLC titled Wartales Fires in the Capital left a very sour taste on most players, and as a whole the entire list of DLCs don't seem to be worth the price. Roadmap mentions free new content as well as an expansion, so at least that's a plus. At 75% off, you can get The Last Spell, but only until the 13th of July. It's a tactical turn-based RPG with roguelite mechanics focused on city defense from hordes of bloodthirsty mutants during night raids and city building during daylight hours. The Last Spell is not just the title but also a game mechanic responsible for the endgame. Devs still update the game and even spotlight community-made mods for it, with the last DLC being Tales of the Torment bringing new challenges, objectives, items and perks. Yet another game you can only buy at 75% off until the 13th of July is the enhanced edition of Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. It is a truly fantastic RPG with an awesome story, similar to the already mentioned Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Both are made by the same dev team, but this one is also playable in real time besides the turn-based system. It is finished and completed, so no more updates or new content, meaning once you finish it, you won't miss anything about it in the future, and its DLCs are also on sale. What is arguably one of the best reviewed and supported turn-based forest games is at 75% off until the 23rd of July. Its title is Old World, and it's fitting since the game is set in the ancient world and each of its DLCs added more characters, noble families, and historical events from nations of that period. Its veteran developers also update and patch it for free for all players, meaning it now features over 3000 unique events for you to respond or adapt to, most recent of which came with the Empires of the Indus DLC alongside a bunch of other content. Now, I could say I am forever partial to Total War Shogun 2 because I started my YouTube career because of it, but for me it is the last properly made Total War game and hasn't been surpassed in overall quality since. It's now on sale at 80% off until the 16th of July, and sure, it has its drawbacks like lackluster sieges and repeating unit rosters. But along with its expansions, which go both into its past and future, it is a timeless Total War classic, which included awesome campaign map, agent movies, and naval battles. Until the same date, you can get Total War PHARAOH at 80% off, which comes bundled with the Dynasties upgrade for free. It was made by a different branch of the studio and didn't do well on release, especially as it reminded too much of Total War Troy, at least to some players, but others think it is a fine addition to the franchise. Opinions remain divided, but with no new content or updates coming, it is as good as it gets right now. Do let me know what was your opinion on it in the comments below. And while we are on the subject of quality games and Total War franchise, let's return to the scene of the crime when the franchise was butchered by its developers and crucified by its fans. Total War Rome 2. Its somewhat fixed and upgraded Emperor Edition version is on sale at 80% off until the 16th of July, but while it did help restore the reviews rating, it didn't bring back enough of the studio's credibility. This is a game from 2013, but its tech debt has been dragging the whole franchise down since then. Hopefully, Total War Warhammer 40k finally changes this. Finally, we get to the most recent Total War game, Warhammer 3, which is on 85% off sale until the 13th of July. Its most recent DLC introduced the White Tiger as a new playable legendary lord, alongside a deadly company of mercenary Tiger warrior units for the armies of Grand Cathay. There is also the Claw Speaker hero and the ability to use Grand Cathay units even if you don't own other DLCs related to this faction. The newest update brings changes to the campaign and how the AI plays it against you, along with new landmarks and technologies. Next one tackles the siege mechanics and weapons, as well as Lords of the End Times. Also at 85% off, but until the 19th of July, you can jump into the original Darkest Dungeon game, which I restarted about 100 times and never successfully completed. I am not ashamed to admit that, as I refused to read or watch guides and just wanted the raw experience of dark hallways, painful party vibes, and unfair critical strikes for myself. Its gothic-inspired roguelike turn-based RPG combat is as intoxicating as is its voice acting masterfully done. My personal recommendation, but also fair warning. Another game I would also recommend and warn you about is XCOM 2, which is on sale at 85% off until the 13th of July. Just like its predecessor, it can make your blood boil when a sniper misses a 97% headshot from 20 feet away, but it will also keep you engaged for hours with a moderately complex base upgrade system, squad and soldier customization system which is perfect for min-maxing, as well as a timeless story of man versus alien. Just make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. Marvel's Midnight Suns is also on sale at 85% off, but only until the 13th. I actually played this one with my kid, or to be more precise, I enjoyed the story, exploration and complex character interactions, while he plays the fun and flashy small-scale turn-based encounters of good guys versus bad guys. There is a lot of customization in this one too, but some content is behind DLCs and Season Pass paywalls. The story is okay, many main and side Marvel characters join in, so it feels like a good movie experience you get to be a part of. The highest discount in this video is found on the Steam store page of Great Houses of Calderia at 94% off. It is going to remain so until the 23rd of July, so you have time to try its demo and figure out why it is so highly discounted or so low priced depending on how you look at it. I would say that while its original idea of a grand strategy game set in the feudal times and focusing on family dynamics and stories was good, its devs were just unable to make it play well, eventually abandoning it. This colony building and simulation game feels like it will never be abandoned, as its devs somehow found inspiration to add content to it for 5 years of early access and continue to do so even now when it's fully released. Going medieval might be only 20% off until the 23rd of July, but as someone who spent hundreds of hours playing it, I can testify it's more than worth its price, which you can test by playing its demo. Quality of life features have made it much easier to play, while water has made a fantastic splash on all of its maps. Now, Manor Lords is much more than a city builder or settlement manager because it features amazing real-time medieval battles, but it has yet to leave early access and to be fully finished content-wise. If you want to get in early while the price is low, you can do so until the 23rd of July at 35% off. Its main dev keeps tinkering with base gameplay mechanics for what seems to be an eternity, annoying and disappointing the massive player base in the process, so keep that in mind when reading the reviews. This next one is also a city builder and in early access, but its gameplay is quite different and seems to have clicked for a lot of players despite not being completed. Its title is Nova Roma, obviously considering its ancient Rome setting, and it will remain on sale at 20% off until the same date, 23rd of July, meaning you have time to try its demo out and see if its building, resource and population management, as well as taxation, technological advancement, water and weather simulations click for you too. So in the intro of this video I did mention voice acting for a game, and that was for the latest update of Moduwar, a truly one-of-a-kind RTS where your units are biological organs of a strange and unique creature called a Modu, which you can attach, combine or detach at will. It is now on sale at 40% off until the 23rd of July, with new content including brand new campaign missions, 3 sub-factions and 3 new organs to grow and use. So if you decide to get into its early access gameplay, you will hear my voice in there too.
Modu captured, heading back.
Another real-time strategy game with an important update and even a demo of its new campaign content is Tempest Rising, which is on sale until the 13th of July at 30% off. This is a great time to get into it, as before starting its 2 single-player campaigns in the main game, you can test out 2 missions of its upcoming 3rd Factions campaign in a free demo version. Its skirmish and multiplayer have been updated with many more features and options, including a spectator mode and custom population settings. Now you can even make your own maps with the introduction of the Unreal Engine map editor. However, if you prefer the slower turn-based gameplay, then you can look into the early access version of MENACE at 25% off until the 21st of July. It does offer a demo so you can see if you like its sci-fi setting and deadly battles with both infantry and vehicles. Its inventory and base management allows for a lot of min-maxing, and it does not lack for beautiful visuals and good effects in combat. It gets constant patches and updates, has good mission variety, and many players feel like it's the best the genre has produced in years. Last but not least, we have another game which seems to be doing great in early access, and it's now on sale at 40% off until the 23rd of July. Yes, I'm talking about Endless Legend 2. It features a fantastic world, interesting 4X gameplay mechanics, and a well-made onboarding experience which helps players get into its rich turn-based gameplay. Requests from fans of the first game drove a recent change to quests and events of the Necrophage and the Kin factions, especially their art, meaning developers listen to feedback. Now, there are certainly more good games on sale at less than 50% off I could recommend to you, like Nordhold, Magin, the Red Project Stories, Whiskerwood, Attermancer, Thronefall, Battlestar Galactica, Scattered Hopes, and even Stronghold Crusader Definitive Edition. I will add links to them in the description of this video as well, and there you can find more of my videos like the ones shown here as cards on the screen. Thank you for watching and happy gaming!